So we've gone from 500 people, narrowed it down to 10. Here we are with the top 3. And after this, we need to make sure we choose one.
Yeah. It's a big, big day. This is what everyone's been waiting for.
Absolutely.
To see who is the winner of 7 places in each World Marathon over 2 years, travel covered by Marathon Tours. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm shaking.
Absolutely.
I feel like, and also I want to preface that Aubrey and I have not actually chosen our person. Obviously, we're doing interviews today, but we have nothing in the back of mind.
Absolutely.
So we're going into this clean slate, going to chat to some, obviously, of these lovely contestants. And
Absolutely.
then you're going to watch us make the world's hardest decision. So
Absolutely. So the format, live calling these people and having conversations right now, have a chat, understand their stories, how they're going to do this to inform us on how we can make this decision. And then Liz and I were going to get back and make that decision and announce it at the end of the video.
Yeah. So stay tuned and watch all the way to the end, and you might just watch us change someone's life.
I've enjoyed, we've watched over 500 plus entries, and it takes an amazing story, a good connection with an individual or a group of you to kind of say, we need these guys around. But I would love to know, Tia, why you?
Why us? Rio and I, we've been racing for 10 years now. And that's how we spread our message of inclusion. So we've been doing that for 10 years. That's my way through sports. And sports does bring people together. And we do think that, Rio and I's story can really have a big impact on other people. Our main thing is, bringing community together, inclusion together. So we think, if we do have this opportunity to do the marathons, we can really not just share our story. I don't want it to be just about Rio and I want it about other people as well. Like what I've realized from a young age when, I used to go down our street to watch the marathons. But what I found so interesting as a young girl was the people at the back. So all of them had, there was different ages, there was different abilities, disabilities. And that really intrigued me. And it kind of got me thinking, everyone has a story. Everyone has a reason, a why they're on the start line. Like I'm sure Liz and Aubrey, I'm sure you two both have different reasons of why you got on the start line of a marathon. And to me, Rio's my why. Like Rio's the reason why I race. He loves racing. So, to go global, to, hopefully spread the message, not just of inclusion, but, accessibility, and disability to a wider audience would be, amazing. This is a lifetime opportunity.
What do you think is a highlight event? Tell me one event and why it meant a lot that you were there together.
Rio and I obviously done so many races together. I think one race that highlights to me right now is when we did our first Guinness World Record. Now to get the record, we had to do it under 3 hours, 45 minutes. So I had 2 watches on me. I had GPS everywhere, counting down literally the minutes before cutoff. And there was this one moment I was on the bike. And there's 40 kilometers on the bike. I don't know how long we were there, but it was a really hot day in Dubai, and it was just it was tough, mentally tough. And there was this one moment I just had all these negative thoughts out of nowhere just came. And I was looking at all the timings and I go into this really bad mental state, which I never do. This was out of the blue for me. So I was a bit shocked as well. But there was this one time. So when I was thinking about that, I kind of stepped back and I looked at Rio because he's in front of me on the bike. And Rio was there just happy, singing, cheering, having the time of his life. So in that moment then, it kind of just, again, gave me a reality check of why I'm doing this.
I like that.
I'm doing it for Rio. I'm doing it to spread a message. And then we finished the race with 6 minutes sparing. So we got the record at the end of the day. But that little moment on the bike is a message I say to everyone, and I really do cherish it. And, it really did give a perspective of, why I'm doing this. The record doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I'm doing something Rio loves. So
Tia, I want to thank you very much for your time. And Rio, thank you very much for your time.
Hi.
Mom and Dad are in the house.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Dad, you're doing. I saw a few of the content stuff that you're doing where you're present. That's amazing. We sadly need to go because we've got other people to talk with. I just want to thank you for giving us your time. Mom and Dad, I want to tell you, you've got a lot to be proud of. You genuinely have so much to be proud of in your children. You're doing an amazing job.
We're very excited to meet you. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us, Estie. And thank you so much for your submission video. It was incredibly inspiring, to say the least.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm very grateful that I made it, and that, you know, it touched some other people with that story.
I imagine that you probably know that this question is coming, but why do you think it should be you that is the one that's chosen for all 7 world majors over the course of 2 years?
I feel like every time I go for a run, I do honor life. I'm very grateful always. And I feel like this story inspires a fair bit of people already, but it can reach a lot more people. I do receive messages every now and then from some of my YouTube videos and stories where I share my experiences, and I think running gave me a meaning, gave me like a meaningful or a life meaning, but then to inspire other people and actually find that purpose of helping others, it was even like, wow, like that's actually pretty incredible. And I was not expecting to feel that. I'm also a chef, and so I love traveling, I love eating. So every time I go travel somewhere, there's always like reaching out to different chefs and different people that recommends me places to eat. So that's one of the things that I am definitely going to be doing. And I am limited with my day-to-day diet, but usually when I go on holidays, I just pretty much eat everything. Would ideally love to reach out to people with my own condition and people who, you know, would actually find me through this project and can reach out so we can sort of share stories. I think that's very important. And anything that I see interesting, I just film it and I put it in my reels. And so there's definitely a lot of content from the race itself, trying to bring all this story of, you know, how the marathons run, the vibes, you know, interesting things along the race.
What's the one major you look forward to the most? And why?
New York.
Yeah.
My wife, she's my angel. She's been with me through thick and thin. She was here with me when I was really sick. New York's one of her favorite cities. She said she's always wanted to spend a Christmas, like a white Christmas, right? So, because in Australia, here in Australia, Christmas is summer, super hot. And so we wouldn't mind going to New York, staying, and then spending probably a white Christmas over there as well, apart from running the marathon. So I think it's just all a homage to my wife.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you so much for your time. I feel like we could chat forever, but unfortunately we have to wrap things up. But just wanted to say thank you again so much. And yeah, we will be in touch soon.
The first thing I want to say, and we're starting with this, I just want to know, why you?
Yeah, so I guess I've got a bit of a story when it comes to running. I've ran my whole life since I was about 10 years old. I was going to a running club with my dad, and I'd always ran competitively. But in 2018, my purpose and my reason for running took a bit of a turn, and unfortunately, not for the best reasons. I lost my big brother Connor to suicide when I was just 18 years old. And running quickly became less so of a competitive sport and more of a release, a coping mechanism, a way to manage what was going on. And ever since losing my brother, I always knew that I wanted to do something with running, with maybe raising money, but I never really quite had the idea or I had the courage to be able to do that. So about 7 years later, I decided that I wanted to take on a challenge in memory of my brother. And that kind of takes us up to a year ago, to exactly right now. It was actually a year ago yesterday. that I started my journey of running 128 marathons in 128 days.
You're mad. Yeah, honestly, that's just mad.
Yeah,
You did these all before work as well.
pretty much all around working full time. On the weekends, I'd go out and run the full marathon.
Oh my gosh.
But the whole objective was to run an equivalent distance from Newcastle to New York. So my whole journey was about getting to New York, because that was where Connor dreamed of living.
Yeah.
And where he wanted to be and live eventually one day, and he never got to fulfill that dream. So I was really keen on sort of honouring his dream and doing that for him. And originally I wanted to raise £10,000 for charity, and I think within 2 weeks I'd sort of smashed that target and eventually raised £100,000. And you know, that was incredible for really, really great charities in the UK. But I think what I quickly realised in doing the challenge was that the money was actually irrelevant, and that the people that were being inspired and the messages that I was receiving of, you know, genuinely helping others and inspiring others and giving people hope.
Yeah.
And my running quickly turned into sharing my story, giving others hope and inspiring others to maybe do something similar and keep their sort of open journey alive, and that takes us to where we are today.
No, I really like the story, Lewis, and I'm going to tell you, it's very, very inspirational.
Just thank you for sharing your story, and thank you for your time. We have really enjoyed watching and listening to just what this means for everyone. But unfortunately, we have to cut it at this point. But we will be in touch again soon. And we just want to again say thank you so much. And I'm really excited to personally continue following along your journey. Yeah. All right, Aubrey, we've just had 3 incredible conversations with the top 3 finalists.
Yeah.
And now we need to make the decision as to who is going to be our
All
top.
3 of them.
Unfortunately, we can only choose one.
Should we try and build up some anticipation and
Yes,
go from 3?
Yeah.
And then it kind of leaves the
Should we go to
anticipation
2?
between 2 and 1.
Yeah. Okay.
I love Estie's story, but I don't know if we got the Estie that we saw in the video in this one.
Yeah.
And fully appreciative and respectful of his story, his circumstances, overcoming it, the way he tells his story through his content. But I'll rank him in our 3.
Yeah, I think it can definitely be hard. I imagine there's a ton of pressure that went into this. I can't imagine what each of the, people were feeling in anticipation before these calls.
Absolutely.
Because it's almost like you're being interviewed for a job, and the job is that you're going to go and run 7 world majors over the course of 2 years.
Absolutely.
So I imagine that there's a lot of nerves.
Absolutely. Do you agree with that?
I agree. And I think that that's very fair. I think that he's still going to go on to do this incredible thing, which is try and become the fastest man to run all 7 world majors with a stoma bag, which is incredible in itself. And I think we're going to be so excited to follow along that journey.
Absolutely.
And hopefully at some point along the way, meet him.
Absolutely. Might just need to have a chat with these guys, chat with the boss to take us through some of these runs that he's going to do. Right. So that take us, I took the first hit.
Okay.
Right. You take this next big one. Right. We've got 2 left.
Yes.
Tia, Rio, and we now have Lewis.
Yeah. I think it can be so hard to choose between these 2 because on one hand, you have a brother and sister who are both incredibly passionate about this, these endurance sports that they've done together. Yeah. They've done this for over a decade. And they're still both so young but still going to do so many incredible things. Yeah. I think that, having their parents involved too, they're just like a dream team that are just all so happy and excited.
Can't argue with that. Can't argue with it.
Yeah. And on the other hand, you've got Lewis, who is kind of just like has obviously done this 128 marathons in 128 days. I do imagine he did have support along the way, but when you're talking about, like he said in the interview, one foot in front of the other, waking up at 4 a.m. every morning, looking at himself in the mirror thinking, how am I going to do this? He's
it's 128 marathons.
Yeah. That's
mad.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to be so tough, but I think that we might have to say Tia and Rio for second slot. I know.
Yeah. Carry on.
But I do want to also emphasize that I think that they've got an incredible foundation for the charity that they run, and they've got merch, they've got all this incredible stuff. So I know that they're going to continue this journey regardless of whether they got this opportunity or not. And so I think that, to me, it almost seems like I really want to give this to someone who just like woke up one day and decided, yeah, I'm going to run 128 marathons in 128 days.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Oh man, I was dreading that question. I'm a big fan of Tia and Rio,
Absolutely.
and I made sure that these guys made it to top 3 simply because of the bond that they have. Tia and Rio, to me, as a dad who has a son and a daughter, you can see how that connects with me. It would break my heart if my son lost his sister. That's what this Lewis guy is contending with. That heartbreak was then turned and channeled into what's fired him up to be this guy. So that's one. The second thing, like you say, Tia and Rio, and she's what, 18, 19? And they've got this brand behind them. She's doing public speaking. There's a cause that they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think they are more set up for something continued, whereas Lewis is just a dude that could do without support.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's more of why I would put Lewis through. Not to say the other ones are not as deserving.
Yeah.
Because Estie is, Tia and Rio are. Those two reasons that I've given you, the first one being the most important, that this guy has used his grief, loss of his brother, to power him into something I genuinely believe is supernatural. 128 marathons. What? Doing them before work. Do you know what I do for work that I find hard? Wake up my son. Do you know what I mean? And so I want to agree with you. With that said, Liz, I agree with you. I would put Lewis in our number 1.
Yeah. I do think that there was definitely a sort of like energy that he brought to the call as well. And it seems like, you'd think that someone who just ran 128 marathons in 128 days would be tired, would maybe be like, I feel maybe a little bit burnt out from this running, or maybe, I'm done with running. I think I've fulfilled, I've maxed out on running.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that. It seems like he's got this newfound energy where he's just like super fired up. He's very excited to tell this story, regardless of if he gets this opportunity or not. And I feel like there is something about him that just felt like also just very confident, and knowing that regardless of if he got this or not, he knows that he's already making an impact without our help.
Yeah. And I like that. And I think it's important to note that, because we started by saying, actually, this is nerve-wracking. At the end of the day, we're just Aubrey and Liz.
Yeah.
But when they look at us, we are the gateway between them and this massive opportunity.
Yeah.
You could see the nerves. But this guy, Lewis, it was really just chilled, and we had a chat with him, and he brought what I feel is his true self. So there you go.
I think it's decided. All right, guys, we're about to call Lewis live and tell him that he is the winner.
Should we tell him he didn't make it and then...
Aubrey.
Okay, fine. No. Let's do it properly.
Yeah. So we're about to call him. Let's do it. So, Lewis, what do you say 7 world majors over the next 2 years?
How's that for a question?
Oh my God, I'm shaking. Are you being serious? Oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna...
Yeah?
Yes, definitely. On my days. Yes. I can't explain how much this means to me, honestly. I swear, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. And after what I've been through and everything that I've done over the last year, I honestly cannot thank you enough.
I don't think there was anyone more deserving. And I think what you're doing is incredible. And I think that Aubrey and I feel so lucky to be a part of your journey and just helping you share this story even more. And we want to say as well that you gave such a good interview, and we couldn't think of anyone more confident, but also just more strong in their story and what their why. And so I hope that you don't stop using your voice, using your platform. What you're doing is incredible. And yeah, congratulations.
Honestly, sorry, I've lost it there.
No.
Thank you so much. Honestly, I can't explain
Do
what
not
this means to me.
apologize. Do not apologize.
Thank you so
I want
much.
to tell you, Lewis, the running stuff is important, absolutely, but it's a running thing after all. But you have something way bigger than that. You know, I can't imagine. I have 5 siblings. I can't imagine what I would feel like losing one of them.
Yeah.
And I just like to say, you know, obviously what I've been through is massive, but over the past few months it's grew into something far greater than just me. And, you know, being able to share this story has genuinely helped so many people, and not just through raising money for charity, but giving people hope. You don't have to have lost someone or have been through grief to have hope and to have inspiration, and to just get out there, put your trainers on, get out for a run is so powerful. And inspiring someone to go for a run can give them the tools to navigate and cope with anything that life throws at them. So, yeah.